I've got 3 projects to show you today, a double pattern release and my reveal for my Frugal Frocks 22 challenge. If you're interested, keep watching. It's Friday. It is a beautiful sunny Friday here in Calgary and it is warm and I can feel that spring is right around the corner. It's probably going to snow tonight after I've said that, but so be it. Our winter tires are still in our car, which is an indication that we might actually not get any more snow. As soon as those winter tires come off and that snow brush leaves the car, for sure we're going to get another blizzard, but it's okay. I'm sharing 3 makes with you today. First of all, I'm going to share my project for the Sew Frugal 22 challenge. The big reveal date was yesterday, March 31st, and I just couldn't get around to sitting in front of the camera and sharing it with you. And I have a little secret. I actually made my project yesterday. I had the pattern put together and it took me probably 3 times as long to tape the pattern together as it did to cut it out and sew it. The Duchess skirt by Do It Better Yourself Club is a really fast project. If you make it out of a knit fabric and you don't hem it, it's even faster. So I made mine out of a ITY or a DTY that I had in my stash. I made the maxi length version. I'm going to put some photos up on the screen and show it to you here. Here it is, the fabric. It's hard for me to show you the whole skirt, but I will put some photos of me wearing it on the screen. This was an interesting pattern. So it's just a half circle skirt with a high-low hem. And to be honest, I made a mistake when I cut out this pattern. I did not want it to have as high of a rise in the front as it does. So I think I am going to add a flounce or a ruffle to the front of it. It's okay, like it's not scandalously short, but it is much shorter than I like wearing when it comes to skirts. I don't like my knees, and it's fine. Like I don't. I've never liked my knees. I'm not super comfortable showing off my knees in garments, so I don't wear a lot of short skirts, and if I do, I wear tights, but this is the type of thing where I don't think this will go well with an opaque black tight. It's really comfortable. So it's a circle skirt. You cut it in one piece. There's one seam up the back, and then you attach a waistband, which is in the knit version is just, I made the standard knit waistband is a rectangle of fabric, folded in half and attached to the skirt, and it came together beautifully. The pattern fit together really well. The waistband fit on the skirt without any issues. It fit on my body quite nicely. I made the plus size 0 plus based on my waist measurement, but I also sized down slightly. So the +1 was going to be too big. So I thought, okay, I'll go with the +0 and it fits great. So I could see myself wearing this as is over top of my bathing suit. I can't really see myself wearing this as is unless I add that flounce to the front hemline. But you know what, for a free pattern, it's fun. It's a little bit flirty, and I think it's great for spring and summer. So I think that the DIBY Club, I can't find any of their social media presence anymore. So I don't think, I'm not sure how active they are. They still have their website with all of their patterns. You can still download this one. It is a very inclusive size range. So I think that's great. But they don't seem to be really active anymore. So that's too bad because I think they do have some lovely designs. But yeah, so that's this one. Salmon Run ran a great challenge. I thought it was a lot of fun. I was blown away by how many YouTube videos there were, how many people were participating, and then watching the hashtags roll in yesterday on Instagram was amazing. There are some really talented seamstresses or sewists or sewers or dressmakers or makers, whatever word you want to use, out there. And to see what you can make from a free pattern with some creativity and fabric you have in your stash, it was great. It was a really nice challenge, a super just a good reminder of how big the sewing community is and how exciting it can be to really dig into a challenge, and I think they ran a great one. So kudos to them. It was the first year I've participated, and I will totally participate again if they decide to run it next year. The other projects I've been working on was a pattern test, and it was a double pattern release, and I tested both patterns. So this was for the Pattern Emporium Carefree cuffed tee and their Sporty lounge skirt. So the Carefree cuffed tee is a dolman style with a cuffed, a sleeve cuff. It's a boxy, oversized fit, and it's got a curved hem, just a slight curved hem, not a really dramatic curved hem. And it has a wide binding neckline. And it comes with 2 different neckline options, a crew and a wider, like a scoop neck. There's also a twist cuff detail, which is really cute, and then 3 different lengths for the shirt. So I made kind of middle of the road for everything. I made the crew neck version. I made the middle length, and I did not add any length to the pattern. I'm 5'9", and I didn't add any additional length. So if you're shorter than me, it'll probably be a little bit longer on you. And I made just the plain cuff. I did one that had the twisted cuff, and that was cute, but my fabric was so drapey that the twist wasn't going to stay up on the cuff. I made mine out of a green poly, I guess it's more cotton than it is polyester, jersey from the Fabric Snob here in Canada. It's their boyfriend wash jersey. I love this fabric. I have bought it in several different colors. They're really low on stock right now, and I think that they're having some issues that universally everyone's having with supply chain. So they said they're restocking the boyfriend wash this summer. If you're familiar with that wash and you have bought similar fabric elsewhere, can you leave me a comment and tell me what you bought? Because I love the feel of it. It does definitely feel like a high quality men's t-shirt. The men's t-shirts my husband wears, like from Banana Republic, they feel exactly like that. And quite often he will come out wearing one and I will come out wearing a shirt that I made out of the boyfriend wash, and I am positive it's the same fabric. Like, it looks and feels exactly the same. They have a bit of a heathered quality to them, which for my my skin tone and color depth, and you know, I have had my colors done, but that sort of heathered look is quite flattering, and I really like it. I think it's great for casual wear. So I was so surprised by how much I liked this t-shirt. I don't care for dolman sleeve tops, and I keep trying them, and I have yet to find one that I like the way it looks on me. So I'm a pear shape. I have more narrow shoulders than hips significantly, and you know, conventional figure-flattering wardrobe wisdom suggests that a dolman sleeve should be something that I am drawn to, and I just do not like the way they look on me. And I don't know if that's because I prefer a close fit around the bust line and upper shoulder. Like, I like that fit to be, I don't like it to be oversized. I don't like there to be a lot of extra fabric out here. I've always thought it doesn't balance my figure so much as just make me look larger all over. But anyway, I was shocked when I put this t-shirt on by how much I like how I look in it and how comfortable I am in it. So I'm at a point right now where a lot of my t-shirts don't feel good. Like, they just, everything feels a bit snug, and yes, I can, you know, stand up straight, but I just want to feel comfortable in my clothes when I am relaxing. And so that cuffed tee it's phenomenal. I love it. I just love it. I think it's a great top. And I will make a bunch more. I have some fabric already set aside to make a bunch more. And I say that all the time, but I really will make a bunch more. I think that it's the perfect thing to wear on the weekend. And I actually don't have it here to show you because it's in the washing machine, because I have worn it so many times since I made it that I needed to wash it. I've washed it twice. So I did multi-size this pattern. So Pattern Emporium has very detailed instructions when you read it about what size you should make the patterns. And this is a lesson I learned last year when I started testing for them. Was I used to pick my size the way I do with everything else. I will look at the size chart and I will multi-size based on all of my body measurements. But really read the pattern, because Kate has some recommendations about how to get the fit that you're looking for. So quite often she'll say, you know, pick your size based on your upper bust and then decide whether you need to multi-size based on the following criteria. And so for this pattern, my upper bust, I made an 18, and I think my hips would have put me into a 24 or 26, but I went 18 to 20 because I didn't want to go too oversized. And following the instructions of the pattern, I thought I'd give that a go. And the fit, I'm so happy with it. I just think it's, again, I cannot express how happy I am with this t-shirt. I thought that my sewing was spot on. The binding is fun, and I did a really good job with it. I was really pleased to use my cover stitch. And I had set up my serger and my cover stitch side by side, so I felt like a real pro. I was just, yeah. It felt good to have a sewing win, and I think we can all relate to, even if it's just a t-shirt, to make something where you're both equally satisfied with your technical ability and then how it looks and feels on your body is magic. That is the secret sauce right there. So the pattern, yeah, it's amazing. The other one that was part of this double pattern release for Pattern Emporium is the Sporty Lounge skirt. And so I do have mine here. And this one is made out of cotton spandex French terry that I bought at Black Rabbit Fabrics in a gray color. I bought this to make sweatpants for my son, but now it's a skirt for me. And this is interesting because it has these sporty top stitch details. It's got bound pockets and then a top stitched waistband. And mine has the tab. So my pressing's not super neat. You can still see my basting stitches there. Shh. But a tab waistband, and you can put grommets in and a drawstring. I intend to sew a drawstring on here, but I could not find any black shoelaces or black drawstring in my sewing stash, so I wanted to wait. I did use my cover stitch to top stitch the waistband, and then I installed it backwards. I wanted those 2 lines of stitching to be on the outside, and then I put it on inside out, and then I looked at it and I thought, actually, I don't mind how that looks, the reverse cover stitch on the waistband. I thought, this is kind of cool. The pockets are a patch pocket and it's top stitched down, and that's the first time I've ever done this type of pocket with the top stitching with my cover stitch, and I'm so proud of it. They look great. Used a friction pen to trace my line and it didn't come off all the way, so I think I need to give it a wash and a press and it should be fine. I went with the bound pocket option instead of the welt pocket, and I really like it. This has a curved hem. It's a little bit longer in the back than it is in the front, and it's supposed to look like athletic wear, so sweatpants or track pants. And a year ago, I would not have picked this pattern for me. I am not a particularly athletic individual, despite playing every single sport offered by my junior and senior high school 20 plus years ago. I am not sporty at all. We don't watch sports. I can pretend, I can talk the talk, but I am not a sports fan. And I have a real personal hang up about wearing sweatpants outside of my house. So leggings are kind of creeping into outside of the house wear, but like my sweatpants radius is the confines of my residence. I don't like to wear sweatpants outside of the house. And that is just the voice of my mom and my grandmother inside my head about what you should wear when you leave your house, which I think that the pandemic has blown that totally out of the water. But anyway, a year ago, I would not have made this skirt because I would have thought, where on earth am I ever going to wear that? And you know what? It is an awesome garment for transitional casual wear. So sometimes I'm just tired of wearing jeans. And so I threw this on with some footless tights or leggings underneath it and was warm. It was a bit chilly when I took these photos. It was probably about -2, and I felt totally fine in the nice French terry skirt. I felt comfortable, but I also felt like I could have gone to a meeting at my kid's school or out to get groceries and run into somebody that I knew, that I wouldn't be embarrassed, and I was totally comfortable. So I think that for summer, this will be a great skirt to add to my collection because it can be something that I throw on and go out and run errands or to the grocery store or the park with my kids, and still feel comfortable yet put together. And it is a sporty design. It's a sporty skirt, but it's not sportswear. Like, I don't look like I'm wearing athletic wear. It's more to the leisure than the athletics when it comes to athleisure. I also really like that it has the front seam. So it has an option to make it with the front seam or no front seam. So you can cut the front on the fold or in half. And so that means that this really only uses about 1 meter of fabric. And that's phenomenal. So for me, and that's for my size, to be able to get a skirt that is not a micro mini out of 1 meter of fabric, like that's a win, I'd say. I have lots of pieces of fabric in my stash that are smaller cuts that I bought before I really got a good grasp on how much fabric you needed for a project and like for a plus size project. And yeah, I think I have a piece of double brush poly that I'm going to make a skirt out of. And I think I'm going to skip some of the sportier details. Like I might not put, I might not do the top stitching the same way. And I might do a different, you know, I might try the welt pocket, or I might not put a drop. We'll see what I do with it. But I've been stumped about what to do with this. And I think that this skirt would be great in that fabric. I made my toile in a remnant of Ponte that I had, and it also looked great in a thicker Ponte. So if you're looking for, it's a slight A-line skirt. It's a great pattern to check out because you really can make it your own. There's a bunch of different waistband options. You can make it look sportier or less sporty depending on what you like and the options that you're looking for. I made them middle length, so they're short, medium length, and then a sort of like a midi or mid longer length. And you can, it's got a lengthen and shorten line, so you can add as much length or take away as much length as you are comfortable with based on how you like your skirts to sit. I did multi-size this garment, so I made mine with a size 24 for the hip and then a 22 at the waist. And I made a 24 because it suggested that you just make it for your hip measurement and then gather in with the waistband. And I thought there was a little bit more fabric sort of around the top waistband than I cared to see on my figure. And so I did that. So I did not do what Kate calls the hip dip adjustment, which is where you have a sort of wider low hip than, you know, where your hip measurement is. The widest part of my body is not my hip. It's below that sort of top of the thigh. And so she has an adjustment for that because her figure is similar. I didn't do that adjustment this time, and I think I don't need to. I like the way it fits. What I might consider doing is a full seat adjustment because it's just a tiny bit snug across the butt. But it's way better than ready to wear. And I think I would never be able to buy a skirt like this at the store. So I'm really, really happy with it. Both of these patterns, every time I test for Pattern Emporium, I think, wow, these are great patterns. Like I knock it out of the park. And in the last year, some of the garments that I have worn the most have been from that pattern company. And so I will include a link below. It is an affiliate link, so I do get a small commission from the sale of if you use it. And if you don't use it, also totally fine. But I do wholeheartedly endorse these patterns and use them myself all the time. And it's just, they're so satisfying. There's so many options and it's so much fun. And I love seeing how everyone styles their projects. And Kate always includes lots and lots of photos of all of the tester makes in the whole range of sizes. So I think that this skirt looks as good on a size 0 as it does on a size 30. So, you know, and I wear a size 24, 26, and I think it looks great on me. And I feel good in it. And that is important to me right now, is finding clothes that I feel good in, that I wear, and I'm not only comfortable, and I don't only feel like I look good, that it's both. So, I just want to address the top that I'm wearing. So I did not make this. This is a ready-to-wear top that I bought last year, but I wanted to show it to you because I love this sort of front detail, the yoke, the neckline, I guess it's kind of like a bib top with the ribbon on it. And I would love to make one like this. So I do have some white, like this is a gauze or a linen. I think it's just a cotton poly gauze, but I have some linen that's sort of this texture, and I'd like to make a top like this with some ribbon trim on it. Wondering if anyone has seen a pattern similar to this that I might consider trying. I'd love to know. I have been doing well. I am teaching another round of workshops tomorrow and have been spending more time in the office than I have been at home, and that has been a very good thing for my mental health, but a very limiting thing for how much time I have to sew. So I do a little bit of sewing on my lunch break when I'm working from home, or pattern prep, or, you know, tracing or something. I'll take, you know, 20 minutes in my lunch hour and I will do that. And so when I'm working from the office, I don't have that time. So I haven't been as productive in terms of the amount of projects that I have churned out. And I am still working on finishing the Rhapsody blouse with my rifle paper company rayon. And I just have to finish the neckline. I'm so close. Like I've got probably less than half an hour of sew time left on that project. And I wanted to wear it today because I had a meeting this morning. But I can't. I'm tired. It was just too much. Anyway, The other big thing is I got a new, so I film on my phone and I edit on my phone, and I got a new phone yesterday. My phone plan was up, and so I am filming this with my new phone. And so if it looks different or if the sound is different, this will be my experiment, and I'm going to tweak from here, but I wanted to give it a go, and I like to practice by doing. So I thought I would just leap in and I would just make the video and see how this goes. So yeah, if the angle looks off or whatever, I'll try to address it for future videos. Next week is my birthday. My birthday is on the 7th of April, and I have treated myself, and I recognize how lucky I am to be able to do this. But I have treated myself with 3 days off next week. So I'm taking 3 vacation days. One of those days I'm going to get this massive hair dealt with. So I haven't had a haircut and color in a year, and I need it quite desperately. So I'm going to spend the day getting a haircut. I might get a pedicure, just really relaxing and enjoying it. I'm probably going to take myself out for breakfast. And then those other 2 days, I'm going to sew. I am going to work on some projects. And so I have the Quebec skirt from Itch to Stitch cut out, and I have another skirt pattern I would like to make. And then the Curso tops that I've been talking about for a while from Cashmere, I'd like to fit some of those into my projects. So that is what's up for me. I sure hope that next week my plans go as planned, and I don't have, you know, I'm not sick, or I don't have sick little ones, or who knows, my sewing machine breaks. But I'm going to be optimistic and say, like, this little sew vacation is going to happen for me. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I just want to say thanks. I've been really enjoying all of the videos that I have been watching lately. I love the season change, and you get to see everyone's plans and that sort of excitement. And most of the world is ahead of where I live in terms of seasonal progression. Like, spring starts really late here, winter starts really early here. And so everyone, I see photos and videos, and you're all in, you know, it's green behind you, or even if you're in the southern hemisphere and it's starting to be fall, you know, your seasons are changing, and that's exciting because there's new patterns to work on and new plans to make, and I find it to be really invigorating and really inspiring. So if you want to share with me what you're working on, that'd be awesome. I love to hear from you in the comments. You can also follow me on Instagram at Megan G Makes, and I will see you again soon.